I got a video for you. Like, I don't know if I'm going to put the person's like name and all that in here or in the description or whatever. You know, I should tag them in some way, shape, or form, but I don't want it to seem like I meant to attack this person. In fact, when I came across this video, I was like, yes. Like the first thing he said, I was like, hell yeah. Like, I agree with you on that. And then I started watching it, and we got to a point where I was like, you like can't say that. Like, it's not so much I disagree with you. You know, hold on. Let's get to the intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is John Scott Won't Stop. I'm a second generation hairstylist. Been doing hair for the better part of 2 decades, and I'm here to share the knowledge I've gained throughout the industry with you. Now, often people are like, you only correct Brad Mondo. And I'm like, calm down, fangirl. It's fine. You're 12. But I do correct other stylists when I see something wrong, or I see a person that's not a stylist trying to give professional advice. Let's not do that. But the reason why I go and correct Brad's info so much is because he's constantly putting out bad information, and information that majority of the professionals I know disagree with. But today's not a Brad video. Today I am focusing on the Blowout Professor, or Professor Blowout. I'm going to say his name regardless. I feel like it's cowardly not to, but I just don't want you guys going and jumping in his comment section and being like, you're wrong, and like, leave the guy alone. Okay, I want him to have happiness and success in his business ventures, and all that. I would say be a little bit more careful and a little bit more ethical about what you're doing, but not to say that they're being completely unethical, because they do something I really highly agree with. I want to see more stylists online doing this. So it's a mixed bag on this review. And then at the reaction, and then at the end of the reaction, I'll explain my thoughts. But we're just going to start off with it. We're going to get out of the intro and all that. We're just going to go right into the information, the meat of it. He's saying these are hair products to avoid, right? I will say this: if you're telling people to avoid something, I want to see an explanation as to why they need to avoid it, and it needs to make sense, not just whatever. And watch the conspiracy theories. You guys will understand what I'm talking about. So, you know, all of this is used as reaction. I don't own the rights to any of his videos. To him out there, I'm not monetized yet, so you don't have to worry about me making any money off this right now. You're fine.
For 99% of people, these are much more likely to cause a negative effect than a positive effect. They're much more likely to irritate your scalp or cause it to produce extra oil. If you're having scalp issues,
by the way, I love that he opens up with scalp scrubs. Also, if you guys hear noise in the background, my husband and roommate are like doing stuff. They know I'm filming, but whatever. I love that he starts with scalp scrubs. But that's it. So, more likely to cause negative effects, produces extra oil, and
absolute best thing you can do is go see a dermatologist. But the industrial hair care complex wants you to think that you're doing something wrong and that you're just one product away. So you end up buying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scalp scrubs trying to fix the problem. Please.
Trying to fix the problem. Okay, so the hair care industrial complex. The hair, not the military industrial complex, the hair care industrial complex. I want to know who came up with this term, because if you're talking about like Unilever and L'Oreal and Johnson & Johnson that own like everything, right? Okay, I get that. But like, even though they own the companies, it's not like a board of Johnson & Johnson members making a decision for every single company, because there's like 140 under their belt. Like, the individual companies make their decisions, and yes, a lot of the time these big, is it a conglomerate? I don't know, big corporations that own all these things will put people in charge of certain brands, and a lot of the original creators of brands will sell off to these brands, because once they get so big, they can't like support themselves anymore, because corporations have made it that the next step for them would just be way too expensive, and then the corporation just buys them out, right? If I start my own product line, you'll never see me sell out to a big ass corporation like that, because I am a leftist. But he says here, more likely to cause negative effects. That's true. This is something I want people to keep in mind. I have seborrheic dermatitis. If you have seborrheic dermatitis or any type of dermatitis, whether that's contact or not, or if you have eczema or psoriasis, using something like a scalp scrub could very much agitate that. It might not at all. It might help you, but like there's a high risk of agitation there. And like the condition of your scalp being like dry or flaky is going to be the least of your concerns, because you're going to have a much bigger problem on your hand, then you're going to have to go see a dermatologist. So if you're having any issues with your scalp, immediately just go to a dermatologist. As far as producing extra oil, if the scalp scrub dries out your hair, which most likely it will, or dries out your scalp, which it most likely will, your body's naturally going to try to repair that, so it's going to start producing a little bit more sebum. So sebum is oil, which so on and so forth. But let's get back into it.
Please just see a dermatologist. They're so much better at dealing with this stuff than a stylist is. I have no problem saying that. When it comes to skin, see a dermatologist, ignore your stylist. This terrible product actually isn't that terrible, but it will give you terrible results if you go by the directions on the bottle. Olaplex is an amazing line of products, but they've really done themselves a disservice because the directions that they give you are not meant to get you good results.
Ignore the directions because they're not meant to get you good results. No, so always follow manufacturer instructions unless your stylist or a professional tells you otherwise. Because if something goes wrong, you'll be the one liable for it. Okay? So always follow the instructions, because you can't if something goes wrong from you not following the instructions, you can't blame that product anymore. You got to blame yourself. But I'm also not a fan of Olaplex, so
they're meant to sell more products. In other words, there are a ton of people out there who hate Olaplex because they got oversold and used way too much. If Olaplex had just leveled with people and told them that you only need to use this much and this amount, they would have so many more fans out there. The mistake the Olaplex...
We need to be really careful when holding up another company's product and saying they did this, this, and this for these reasons. Because that could potentially have a negative impact on that company, and they could come after you for that. So it's not just like you're not saying, oh, I just don't like it, or every time I've used it, or here's my opinion on that. You're saying like, they're telling you to use too much. They're doing it to make money off of you. Like those are some like accusations. It's not like an opinion. Be careful with that.
It's made was they sell these big bundles and big kits, which is way more than anybody needed. And then they told people that to get the best
100% agree. Like you don't need every product in the line. These big bundles, these big kits. Avoid them. Sometimes, like the Verb kit and the two Verb kits I showed you, those are worth it. I didn't like one of the products in the Verb kit because it's just not right for me. We'll get into that in a minute. But the shampoo, conditioner, and hydrating leave-in, or the Go shampoo, conditioner, and Ghost oil, like that was worth it for me. So. Sometimes, yeah, but when it's their entire line, like the entire product line in a kit, no. But if it's a subcategory of that line, like the hydrating category or the volume category, and that's something that you're interested in, then yeah, go ahead and buy the kits. But like a company is going to try to make its like papers, it's going to get that bag. Olaplex is no longer owned by the people that created Olaplex. It's one of those companies that sold off to a bigger company. So the bigger corporate companies are going to try to get that paper.
Results, you have to buy the entire kit and the entire system. And the thing is, that's just not true with Olaplex. And if you listen to them and buy the entire system and get all those products, you're going to spend a lot of money and not get the best results with it. If Olaplex was a seafood restaurant and you went in ordering salmon, they would come out and try to sell you all these different fish, trout, mackerel, swordfish, whatever. And you would be like, this salmon is absolutely amazing, but I don't need 6 other types of fish.
Okay, it's a colorful analogy and a very much a false equivalence. But
why are you bullying me into buying all this fish? I don't need it. And the funny thing is, I love a lot of Olaplex products. They get amazing results for me and my clients. The problem, like I said, is the finance and marketing people swooped in and tried to pump out every last dollar they could out of their customers. And in the long run, that's just...
Okay, so I was going to save you a little bit there after making all those claims against the company. It's that like you like it in little doses.
Not a smart way to do it. Long story short, Olaplex is amazing in low doses, and then only for solving problems that you actually have. If you want a guide to Olaplex and how to use it the right way,
for only solving problems that you actually have, that is the only reason ever I would recommend Olaplex, is to solve a problem that somebody actually has. The amount of people that come into a salon saying, I want to get an Olaplex treatment, who have virgin hair that don't need it, it's amazing. And I'm like, why are you asking for that? My friend told me to get it. Does your friend do hair? No. Okay. Do you have a hairstylist? No. Or yeah, but she said I didn't need it. So you went somewhere else to get it when your stylist told you you didn't need it. Okay. Yeah. So
I'll leave you a link up here.
he tells you don't follow their instructions, follow his instructions.
Blow dry sprays that pretend to speed up your blow dry by 50% are the absolute devil. These end up doing a lot of damage to your hair without you noticing. When you use it, you'll realize that
Not true. Not true. And I would love to have a conversation with this person over this claim. Now let's not forget, the claims he makes here, I just said, be very, very careful when holding up another company's product and making accusations or claims against them. Not giving your opinion on them, but your claims.
some of your hair gets dry really, really quickly, and some of it is still wet. In other words, these sprays tend to cause your hair to dry unevenly. The top will be dry, and right under that, it'll still be really wet. And what happens as you're blow drying is the top.
If you're only blow drying the top of your hair, but if your stylist is teaching you properly, or if you follow what he probably does in his own salon, if you section off the hair and start from the bottom and work your way up, you don't have that problem with the hair on top trapping the moisture in because it has nowhere to evaporate to, or it's harder for it to evaporate out of the hair. So this whole like, your hair dries unevenly. No, not when you use the product properly, and not when you blow dry your hair in sections. This side is going to be dry before this side, and this piece before this piece, and that piece before that piece, because you haven't gotten to it yet. Unless you have like a bunch of brushes in the same, like in each spot you need, like a roller set almost, and air hitting it all at the same time, like a dryer hood, then your hair is going to dry unevenly throughout. But if you're going to sit there and just say, oh, just some of it's dry and some of it's not,
is done, but the bottom of this section isn't. It's still wet and you need to keep going. And that's really, really bad.
So if the bottom of the section isn't done yet, then finish the bottom of the section. Your hair's not drying unevenly, you're just not drying your hair all the way. If you're unsure, sometimes your hair will feel dry when it's not. If you're unsure, you can take a cold blast to your hair, and the spots that feel colder than others, those spots are still wet. You might want to get in there and dry that section.
Because if you keep blow drying dry hair, you are going to do damage to it. It's a lose-lose. If you keep blow drying, you're going to
And that's why you would dry the hair that's not dry yet instead of the dry hair again.
damage the top dry part, or if you stop, you're going to be left with a wet bottom. I make a living doing blow dries, so if these worked and shaved off 50% of the time from your blowout, it would be amazing.
I make a living doing all hair, including blow dries.
It would make my life so much easier. But the thing is, they don't work. You're actually paying.
And it does, it can, up to 50% of your blow dry time. Now, my hair takes anywhere between 18 to 20 minutes to blow dry when it's wet with a blow dry cream in it. When it's just wet without a blow dry cream, it takes somewhere between like 14 to 16 minutes. And when I use blow dry spray, specifically the one he's holding, it takes me about 8 to 12 minutes. 8 just to have my hair fully dry. 12 minutes if I want it to look when it looks like it's been flat ironed. That's from a blow dry. So having done people's hair in the salon and then also having lived the experience at home, I can 100% for a fact say yes, blow dry spray does help dry the hair faster. And let's talk about why, because he's not going into why here, and I'm just going to go into it while we're coming off the dries hair unevenly part. So when you put a dry oil into your hair, water and oil are immiscible. You spray this into your hair. It says use 3 to 5 sprays on the bottle. We're going to talk about what the bottle says in a minute because I've sold this product so many times. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, just because of this product. There's like Hot Shot by, or Flash Me by Sexy Hair that works the same way. There's blow dry sprays throughout a bunch of different lines that work the same way. But if it's a dry oil spray like blow dry spray is, what that's doing is it's creating separation in the water that's in your hair, making it easier for it to evaporate off. Whether it's getting between the water and the hair or just breaking the water molecules up because oil and water aren't miscible and allowing, it is drying the hair faster. That's how they work. So to say, no, it doesn't. And oils do help protect your hair from heat damage, but because some oils have a lower smoking point, some have a higher smoking point. So certain oils, yes, can make your hair damage faster when using a blow dryer, but some oils will not because it takes more heat to get them to heat up to a point.
Money to do damage to your hair. You'd have been much better off just leaving it on the shelf. Stay away from.
Okay, there it is. Paying money to do damage to your hair. He is holding up a bottle of blow dry spray. And if he's watching this, you're holding up a bottle that is easily recognizable. We know it's blow dry spray because of the silver top on it and the gray body on it. And you're saying it does not blow dry your hair up to 50% faster, which the bottle says it does. You're saying it does not protect against heat, which the bottle says it protects up to 428 degrees Fahrenheit of heat. And then you're saying it causes damage when the bottle says it will prevent damage. You are holding a company's product up, and all three claims that they make on their bottle, you are accusing them of lying while trying to influence. I think you have like 100,000 followers or subscribers. Like, do you want to get sued by the company? Go for it. You can say, I don't like dry oils for this reason. I don't like dry oils because I feel like this happens. You can say all that you want, your opinions, but when you're making accusations at a company while actively holding up their product with another product line fully displayed behind you, you are pushing your luck there, bud. I'm saying this as a stylist, as a heads up, watch out. Like, don't do that anymore. Like, have a different background.
Blow dry speed sprays.
And they're not blow dry speed sprays, they're blow dry heat protectants. They're not marketed as a speed spray, so don't make things up. Overnight masks.
Regular hair masks are absolutely amazing. If you struggle with dry hair, you should definitely use one. But that's not
Okay. So masks don't do anything. They mask the problem. So they make your hair feel better. They make your hair appear better. They can give your hair a little bit of buildup that it needs to like keep it protected or to like reinforce it because it might feel brittle and dry in the moment. But a treatment, which yes is different than a mask, is what's going to do you the most. In fact, I've used the Moroccan oil mask. I'm not a fan of it. It made my hair feel dirty, gross. There's a couple of them. I've tried every single one because we used to sell it at a salon that I worked at, and I didn't like any of them. Come to find out, I just didn't like masks because masks make your hair feel dirty. They're heavy. They're going to make your hair feel oily, gross. Anytime my clients want to use masks or they enjoy masks, because like I say, it doesn't matter if I like it or not. If you love it, keep using it if it works for you. They like to do masks, and that's cool. I just tell them, make sure you do it the night before you have a day off and don't plan on going anywhere because your hair is going to be like gross. So I personally just don't like masks. That is an opinion. But now he's holding up the company that he does support.
what we're talking about here. I'm talking about overnight leave-in masks like this one. The promise is amazing. You put this in your hair, go to sleep, and when you wake up, you look absolutely amazing.
Now you're holding up a Mika saying, this doesn't work. You're doing it again. Dream routine. Go to bed with this. Okay, so let's read what the actual direction, what the claim is on it, because he makes some claims that aren't true. Go to bed with an overnight treatment resulting in hair that is 3 times more hydrated in the morning. Okay? I sell a Mika. I don't like masks for this, so I don't sell this to anybody. I prefer treatments. But so again, it says, go to bed with this overnight treatment resulting in hair that is 3 times more hydrated by the morning. And then it has a little asterisk on it. I really want to see what the asterisk was supposed to denote, but whatever, it doesn't show.
And it would be absolutely amazing if it actually worked like that. But the problem is it doesn't.
So he claims is that you're supposed to go to sleep and you wake up and you look absolutely amazing, like the Beyonce song, I Woke Up Like This.
Major flaw to these type of products, and it's that they're trying to do 2 things at once and they end up failing at both. Number 1, they're supposed to work like a hair mask, except they're not nearly as strong as a hair mask because to leave it in your hair, they have to make it light.
It's an overnight mask, and you're saying, in the beginning of this, before his intro and all that, he's like, these are things to avoid because you put too much products in your hair, it makes it heavy, doesn't give you the bounce, and blah, blah, blah. But now he's saying like, well, don't use a mask that's going to be lightweight, that's going to probably leave you with some bounce. He's telling you to use something that's stronger and heavier.
So right off the bat, you've already lost your primary benefit. You're not getting it, but you're still getting extra weight from this, which makes your hair feel dirty and gross. You want your hair to feel fresh.
How are you getting extra weight from it when you're leaving it in overnight and you just said it's lightweight? But you're supposed to use something stronger. Okay, whatever.
Light and bouncy. That's how you go day.
And a mask will not do that. So he might send people home after doing a mask on them. I am a person that has had hair with a mask and then went home afterwards and saw how long it lasted me. It lasted me a couple hours before it started feeling gross. So an overnight mask is more light. It's going to be more lightweight than an instant mask. And in my personal experience, overnight masks like don't leave your hair feeling as heavy and as gross. They still do, just not as bad. Personal opinion.
Stay away from these because they don't do what they say.
But He just held up a mask for a company that he supports, the one that's behind him, and then held up a company that he's apparently not into, and just made a bunch of claims that they didn't even claim. Claiming that, oh, you're supposed to wake up and just be beautiful and perfect hair, and da-da-da. Like, it doesn't say that. It says your hair will be more hydrated. Didn't say your hair, you wake up with perfect style. So be careful of that. Next up, hair products to avoid healthy ingredients. This is the part that cracks me up.
You need to stay away from any product where its main selling point is that it's infused with some healthy ingredient, like guava.
Stay away from any product whose main selling point is that it's infused with healthy ingredients. Does anybody want to take a crack at what the main selling point and the main ingredient of Moroccan oil is? Argan, which is a healthy ingredient that naturally occurs in nature, because where else would something naturally occur? Also, argan oil is got it's too dense. The molecular weight on argan oil, I believe, is over 700 Daltons, and to penetrate the hair, it has to be less than 500. And jojoba oil, which is found in blow dry spray alongside argan oil, which is also found in that blow dry spray he said not to use. Jojoba oil is lightweight enough. It has a low enough. It can be milled fine enough to penetrate the hair. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's hear it.
Avocados, honey, things like that.
Avocado has fatty emollients. Emollients are beneficial to the hair. Honey is a natural preservative, so you're taking out chemicals like formaldehyde and aldehyde. But let's go.
The hair care industrial complex is counting on you saying, oh, it's a healthy food. It must be healthy for my hair. But there's a massive difference between a healthy food ingredient and a healthy hair ingredient. They need two complete.
Some healthy hair ingredients are nutrients derived from, wait for it, food.
Completely different things. Chicken and broccoli is very healthy for you, but we don't blend it up and put it on our hair because it's not the same thing. What they're doing is taking your positive association with healthy foods and using it against you to trick you into buying products with the same healthy food ingredients. But the
Like Moroccan oil does? Tricks us?
thing is, your hair does not have a digestive system. It's not your stomach. They have totally different needs. So the next time you see yourself thinking about buying a product,
So the idea is that because your hair doesn't have a digestive tract, because you don't have a digestive system in your hair, that's why you shouldn't use products that have healthy ingredients in them. Okay, those healthy ingredients are typically the nutrient extracted from things like food. You'll never guess what our digestive system does for us. It like breaks down food so we can extract the nutrient and absorb it through our digestive system into our body. Do you know what else absorbs? Skin. Do you know what else absorbs nutrients? Hair. So, that damn hair care industrial complex tricking us all.
product for your hair that has healthy foods, remember, your hair does not eat food. Don't be fooled.
Purple shampoos.
The first thing I want you to cut is purple shampoo and conditioner sets. These sets are a complete ripoff. You only need one purple product. If you have purple shampoo, you don't need a purple conditioner. If you have a purple conditioner, you don't need purple shampoo. You need one or the other. Selling these as a set is complete BS. They're just taking advantage of you because they know you're used to buying shampoo.
Okay, I agree with that. 100%. I'm not a fan of purple shampoo because it will change the tone of your hair. So if you're a golden blonde or a natural golden blonde or a natural blonde or a beige blonde, a cool beige blonde, a champagne blonde, a pearl blonde, and you're using a purple shampoo, you're changing the color of your blonde. Like purple shampoos should be designed for people that have a violet-based toner in their hair. Nobody else.
Conditioner as a set. When they say, hey, you're blonde now, you need to buy these, they know that you have nothing to say against that. They know that you're just gonna buy it and trust them, and it's not right. And on top of that, purple shampoo isn't really a shampoo, it's a toner. Technically, it does have some cleansers in it, but if you think you're gonna use this to wash your hair and get it all the way clean, it's not gonna work for you. The only thing purple shampoo is good for is putting purple in your hair, not
Facts. Facts. And he's about to say it in a minute, but you need to wash your hair with a regular shampoo first and then follow up with a purple shampoo. Will purple shampoo cleanse your hair? Yeah, but not great.
getting it clean. You need to be using a regular shampoo and then coming back in with the purple shampoo. My favorite purple product is actually a purple mask because it doesn't dry your hair out the way purple shampoo does. So you get the best of both worlds.
Even masks. Also, if we're going to be concerned about what the hair care industrial complex is, I would watch out for Redken because, hate to break it to you, but Redken would be probably up there in the upper echelon of the hair care industrial complex or whatever conspiracy theory you've come up with.
Hydrated, clean hair, and you get a nice purple toner. If you're new, you should really check out my recommended product list. You don't need nearly as many products as you think you do.
Okay, so that recommended product list makes you sign up for an email subscription thing. I do not make my information transactional with you. I do let you guys know when I'm doing lives or here that I do have a Cash App and a Venmo. They're usually somewhere in like a bio somewhere, probably on my TikTok. And you can use that as a tip jar if you want to like show appreciation in some way, whatever. It's not required. I don't expect you to. It's not going to get answers from me as far as hair questions go any quicker. No. So I will say this. I do like that he's like, don't use a hair scrub or a scalp scrub because they can cause more of a problem than they can fix. Can. Not saying they will, but they can. I like that. I don't like Olaplex because it encourages young stylists to push the limits of the hair, and they quickly learn it's not bulletproof at the expense of the client in their chair. And that could cost the client 2-3 years of having to grow their hair back out. And that client's going to walk out into the immediate market and tell people that stylist just burnt my hair off. And that stylist is going to take about 2 to 3 years to recover from that. So I'm not a big fan of Olaplex. I like what he said. Olaplex is good if you have a need for it. And pushing the hair beyond its limits is not a need that you should want. By the way, if you're trying to go platinum blonde and you have really dark hair, the amount of money that's going to cost you, you might as well just buy a lace front wig and learn to install it. You're going to save your hair and yourself so much of a nightmare and probably a lot of money in the long run, even if you do opt for like a $600 wig or something. Holding up a company, a brand, and saying every claim on the back of that, every claim that brand and that product makes is wrong, is setting yourself up for a lawsuit, especially when you have a product line that, in my personal opinion, Moroccan oil is extremely overrated. So having that behind you while talking shit on another one and talking about this hair industrial complex, but then coming along and promoting Redken, like if you're gonna like, it's the message isn't giving consistency, right? It's not. It's giving contradiction. So like I would be very careful with that. Overall, cool. I mean, I feel like you're trying to sell me on the products that I feel like he was trying to sell me on the products that he likes. I will tell you all the time, just because I don't like a product doesn't mean you won't like it. Just because it doesn't work for me, or I feel it doesn't work that great for my clientele and whatnot, doesn't mean it won't work for you. You might be that person it was designed for. Who knows? But I always tell you guys, if you enjoy it and you're using it, keep using it, keep enjoying it. I'm not going to be like, don't, like scalp scrubs, yeah. Olaplex when you don't need it, yeah. But like, come on. Like, I'm not a big fan of masks. I'm like, if you want to do one, that's fine, we can do it. I would rather do a treatment. Those are done in salon, but you're going to get a lot better results from that. But, you know, like, that's really frustrating because I've seen a few of his other videos and I feel like he's trying to sell me something. I don't make my information transactional. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you caught my Stalker Story Time Part 3 earlier this week. It'll be up on the screen here on a card. I appreciate all of you. If you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to leave me a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, click that bell, and set your notifications so you don't miss any videos moving forward. And until next time, have a good one.